a beacon of faith in ancient Rome. In the heart of ancient Rome, on the peaceful Aventine Hill, stands a timeless symbol of faith and courage, the Church of Saint Sabina. This sacred place honors a remarkable woman whose story echoes through the centuries, inspiring generations with her unwavering devotion and bravery. Saint Sabina lived during a time when Christianity was still young and often persecuted within the powerful and complex city of Rome. Amidst a world filled with political intrigue and religious conflict, she stood firm in her faith, embodying the spirit of a true believer. Though much of her life remains shrouded in mystery, the legacy of Saint Sabina shines brightly through the church that bears her name, a sanctuary of prayer, refuge, and hope for countless souls. Her story is one of steadfastness in the face of adversity, a beacon of light during dark times. Join us on this journey to uncover the life, faith, and lasting impact of Saint Sabina, a woman whose courage helped shape the early Christian church and left an indelible mark on the city of Rome itself. Chapter 1. Life in Ancient Rome. Saint Sabina was born into a world of grandeur and turmoil, the mighty city of Rome during the height of the empire. The Eternal City was a place of astonishing beauty and brutal reality, where marble temples rose next to crowded alleys, and political intrigue simmered beneath the dazzling surface of imperial power. In this city, religion was not just a matter of private belief, but a key part of public life, deeply woven into the fabric of society. Pagan gods were worshipped with lavish ceremonies, and loyalty to the emperor was expected as a sign of faithfulness to Rome itself. But in the shadows of this ancient world, a new faith was quietly taking root: Christianity, a religion that preached love over power, humility over pride, and eternal life over earthly glory. Born into a noble family, Sabina's early years were filled with the luxuries and expectations of Roman aristocracy. She would have been raised amidst grand villas, elegant feasts, and the constant buzz of a city that never truly slept. Yet, despite the comforts surrounding her, Sabina's heart was restless. She was drawn to a different kind of power, the spiritual strength found in the teachings of Christ. Converting to Christianity was a dangerous choice. The empire viewed Christians with suspicion, often branding them as traitors for refusing to worship the Roman gods or the emperor. Families were torn apart, believers hunted, and secret worship became a necessity. For Sabina, choosing this path meant turning her back on tradition, risking social exile and even death. But Sabina's faith was not a fleeting impulse. It was a deep and lasting commitment that shaped every aspect of her life. Her home on the Aventine Hill, one of Rome's 7 sacred hills, became more than a residence. It became a sanctuary for early Christians. Within those walls, believers found refuge, prayer, and community, hidden from the eyes of those who sought to suppress their faith. Her story is woven into the fabric of Rome itself, a testament to the courage required to hold fast to belief in a world ruled by power and fear. Sabina's life shows us that faith can flourish even in the darkest places, and that a single person's conviction can become a foundation for generations to come. As we explore the world she lived in, we uncover not just a historical figure, but a woman of strength, hope, and unshakable devotion who helped shape the early Christian church and left a legacy that still shines today. Chapter 2. Faith and Courage. In the complex and often dangerous world of ancient Rome, to be a Christian was to live with constant risk. The empire's rulers saw this new faith as a threat to their power and the established order. Christians were often misunderstood, persecuted, and forced to worship in secret. Against this backdrop, Saint Sabina's faith was nothing short of heroic. Her courage was not the loud, battlefield kind, but a quiet, steadfast bravery that shone in her everyday choices. Sabina faced a society that expected her to conform, to uphold the gods of Rome and the emperor's divinity. Yet, she chose a different path, one of compassion, sacrifice, and unwavering trust in God's plan. Legend tells us that Sabina opened her home to persecuted Christians, turning her villa on the Aventine Hill into a safe haven. It became a place where the faithful could gather to pray, to share stories, and to strengthen their spirits amid the growing dangers around them. This act of hospitality was a powerful form of resistance, a statement that faith could not be crushed by threats or violence. Sabina's courage extended beyond offering shelter. She lived out the Christian virtues daily, caring for the poor, supporting the weak, and forgiving those who opposed her. Her life was a testament to the transformative power of love and grace, shining brightly in a city often marked by political intrigue and cruelty. She understood that true courage wasn't the absence of fear, but the choice to persevere despite it. In a world where betrayal and suspicion lurked around every corner, Sabina's unwavering faith became a fortress, protecting not only herself but also those who sought refuge under her roof. Her steadfastness inspired others to remain faithful, helping to sustain the early Christian community in Rome through times of hardship and fear. It was a faith built not on grand gestures, but on daily acts of kindness and devotion, a faith that would endure and grow. Through Sabina's example, we see the profound truth that courage is not the absence of fear, but the choice to stand firm in the face of it. Her legacy challenges us today to find strength in our convictions and to be beacons of hope in a world that still faces its own shadows. Chapter 3. The Legacy of Saint Sabina. The story of Saint Sabina did not end with her passing. Rather, it blossomed into a legacy that has echoed through the centuries. The Church of Santa Sabina, perched gracefully atop Rome's Aventine Hill, stands as a timeless monument to her faith and courage. Built in the 5th century on the very grounds where Sabina once opened her doors to persecuted Christians, the Basilica is one of Rome's oldest and most beautiful churches. Its towering columns of Egyptian marble, the intricately carved wooden doors depicting biblical scenes, and the serene atmosphere invite pilgrims from all over the world to connect with the early Christian spirit. But the true heart of Santa Sabina is not only in its architecture, but in what it represents, a testament to the enduring power of faith to overcome fear and oppression. The church symbolizes the triumph of hope and resilience in the face of darkness, just as Sabina's life embodied those virtues. Over the centuries, countless believers have found solace and inspiration within its walls. The church has been a sanctuary for prayer, reflection, and community, much as Sabina's home was centuries before. It is a living reminder that even the quietest acts of courage and devotion can shape history and inspire generations. Saint Sabina's legacy challenges us today to hold fast to our beliefs, to show compassion in times of difficulty, and to be beacons of light in a world that still wrestles with fear and division. Her story is a powerful call to live with faith that is both courageous and compassionate, a faith that can transform lives and communities. As we stand beneath the ancient arches of Santa Sabina, we are invited to remember the humble beginnings of a faith that grew against all odds, nurtured by the bravery of people like Sabina. Her life reminds us that every act of kindness, every moment of courage, and every prayer said in hope contributes to a legacy far greater than ourselves. Thank you so much for listening and supporting our channel. We're grateful to share these inspiring stories with you. Stay tuned for more journeys into the lives of saints and heroes of faith. God bless.